guilty of singing along with some of that music. So, am I racist? No. So, there's a context to this stuff, too. So, I'm not going to fault LeBron James for going on Twitter and quoting lyrics. To me, that's not being racist. That doesn't hurt my feelings at all. So,
let me ask you this, Rick. If you or I, good old white boys, suburban American white boys, go on Twitter and quote the same lyrics, what do you think would be the repercussions?
Well, I don't know what he quoted. I don't know what the lyrics are. I don't know what he quoted. But
you'll have to look it up. I'm not going to read it online here. I'm not going to read it online here, but there was words that definitely should not be used. Put it that way.
Well, I don't grab my pearls and faint onto the couch like most of America anymore when a bad word comes across social media. So to me, it's all in context. If it's song lyrics and he's wanting to tweet or quote song lyrics or just whatever, that doesn't hurt my feelings at all. So, I mean, I'm fine with it.
Well, he should be grown up enough to know that song lyrics like that should not exist. You'll have to Google it and what the heck? Stand by. Okay, Rick, are you there?
Yep, I'm here. Yeah,
Oh
mandatory Bruno Mars break.
What's that?
So we had a mandatory Bruno Mars dance break.
Oh my God, dude! I don't know what's going on here. I have not pushed any buttons, and I'm like, the whole board is just freaking out. It's your fault, Rick. It is your fault. I'm having to do it.
It's your equipment,
right,
buddy.
I'm having to do it old school right now, just as we speak. I'm not able to get any spots, so I guess we're gonna have to do the rest of the show without commercials. But nonetheless, joining us now is Matthew Hicks. Matthew, how are you, sir?
I'm great. Pardon my tardiness.
Hey, do you know what? Today is the one day that you can be late. That's fine. Rick Riggin also joins as executive producer of the
Hey,
Pound.
Matt Hicks, this is Rick Riggin. Hey, don't apologize for nothing. This has been a great show up to this point. Yeah, mandatory Bruno Mars dance break. Things just cutting in and out and playing where we're not supposed to be playing. So, hey, welcome to the show.
Yeah, perfect. Hey, Matt, you're familiar with radio. You know how things just start doing things when you get a mind of their own.
Oh yeah.
Just, so we were supposed to go to a break at the beginning of the show, and my bumper music wouldn't play, and then it just went into dead air, and then we started talking, and then whatever, and then without me pushing any buttons, it just started going into its own little spot break here. So we're good. We're good. What can we expect?
We've all been there, and I could fill the next 2.5 hours with crazy stories from Colts pregame shows from days long ago, and many other mishaps and misfortunes of radio. So I understand.
Absolutely. Well, welcome, and we certainly want to bring you on board. We want to talk about this big game tomorrow down in Music City, the Tennessee Titans and the Colts. So we say it's a play-in game, but it's a playoff game. What are your thoughts on the Colts? We started off really rough. Now look at us now. Look at us now, Mr. Matt Hicks. I was at that game last week, and I'm going to tell you what, it was electric when Booker caught that interception. I think I had the right player, right? Either which way.
Hooker, yeah.
Hooker just it totally exploded. Now we find ourselves in a position when you're in. This is a playoff game, and of course we got to look at Houston. Are they going to just let Jacksonville beat them? I don't know, because they know that the division's on the line. So talk with us a little bit about the Tennessee Titans and the Colts, and then we'll get into some 2018 stories, if you will. Go ahead.
Sure. Yeah, Tennessee is an interesting story in itself. They made the playoffs last year. They go ahead and fire their coach, which I suppose in the modern NFL isn't all that uncommon, but they just didn't like, new owner, didn't like where the direction of the team was headed. So they fire Mike Mularkey. They bring in Mike Vrabel. I don't know that they're that much better of a team right now. And then, of course, you get into the injury concerns they have not only on defense, three defensive starters out, declared out already, and then you get into the Marcus Mariota situation where he may not play, and Blaine Gabbert, Blaine Gabbert, all jokes aside about him in his early career, has kind of turned his career around. He's a solid, maybe solid plus backup quarterback. So, and Colts fans going back to, Billy Volek with the Chargers, know that just because the backup quarterback is in doesn't mean anything. So this is going to be a really interesting game tomorrow. There's a lot of storylines to follow. One is, as I'm sure you've already talked about, yesterday there was a bowl game at Nissan Field, I think they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And Purdue made such a mess of the field getting the crap kicked out of them that could be an issue tomorrow. The field condition might be a story. They're claiming it won't be. It's going to be fine. But I think that is interesting to have a college team play there on a Friday and then turn it around, grass field, by the way, turn it around for a Sunday evening game. Now, they do get essentially the extra day, because it's not until Sunday night. But that potentially could be a story. But here's my spin on that. That might be more detrimental to the Titans, who want to run the ball, than it might be to the Colts. So that's kind of an interesting thing to keep your eye on. Obviously, the big thing you've heard all week is Andrew Luck has never lost a game to the Tennessee Titans. And quite frankly, I don't see that changing this week either. I think the Colts will take care of business on the road. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a close game, and then it'll be a nail-biter. But in the NFL, as you've seen through 16 weeks, the quarterbacks make all the difference, and the league is skewed towards good quarterback play. And the Colts have probably, if not a top 10 if not a top 5 quarterback, definitely a top 10 quarterback, and 12 teams make the playoffs. So I don't see any reason the Colts won't make the playoffs. And I kind of said all year, if Luck started every game, I kind of saw them winning 10 games, and then you just see where the chips fall. Well, if they win 10 games, they're going to make the playoffs, and they may even win the division. But that's a whole other story in itself.
We're talking with Matt Hicks from Local 1070 and whatever here. He's been around radio here in the Indianapolis market for a long time. Rick Riggin, what do you got for Matt Hicks regarding the Colts and the Titans tomorrow?
Well, nothing much. He brought some really good points, Matt. I didn't even think about the field conditions there in Nashville because of the bowl game yesterday, and I thought because this whole thing with Marcus Mariota now, there'd be a lot more put on Derrick Henry in that running game because we know these past 2 or 3 weeks, Derrick Henry he's been like the best running back in the NFL. You know, he's rushed for over 500 yards these past couple games, 2 or 3 games. I thought a lot would be going on the running game with the Titans because of Marcus Mariota. I mean, they're kind of a run-first team anyway to set up everything else that they do. But with the field conditions, that's a really good point. That's probably going to affect that running game some. And I would say that the second half of the season, Andrew Luck has been like a top 5 quarterback in the league. Very impressive. I love what the Colts have done with that offensive line. They are protecting him. He's like, am I wrong? He's been sacked the least now. Look on the past 2 or 3 years where they've given him the most sacks, and now he's the least sacked quarterback.
And some of that is by scheme, which you cannot give enough credit to Nick Sirianni and Frank Reich. A lot of that is by scheme. That he's getting the ball out quicker than he had in years past. Not by a huge amount, but by just enough that he's avoiding the sacks. He is very judicious when he runs, but when he runs, he's incredibly effective. Andrew Luck has kind of morphed into I don't know if you would say quietly, because I don't think you can do anything quiet in the NFL, but he kind of has finally become that quarterback that many thought he would be when he came in, the young John Elway or Steve Young type of quarterback that, boy, he can beat the pants off of you with his arm, but he can also run, and it's not a joke. He can run, and when he picks his spots, he's good for a solid first down or even, just was it 2 or 3 weeks ago? I can't remember if it was in the Dallas game or if it was the Jacksonville win. I can't remember what game it was, but there's a time where they're trying to kind of run out the clock. So it would have been Dallas. They're trying to run out the clock, and he would have been sacked, but no, he got 3 or 4 yards, and that sets him up in a very manageable third down. That's the type of thing he brings. No, he's not going to rush at this point in his career and his injury history. He's not going to run like Lamar Jackson and run for 125 yards a game. But the reality is that is not a long-term maintainable answer in the NFL. You cannot have your quarterback rushing the ball 20 and 25 times a game and expect him to play 16 weeks a year. It's just not going to happen. So what he has brought this season, in particular the last 10 weeks, if you will, when he really kind of got everything back under his legs again, is, like you said, I don't think top 5 is all out of the discussion, and that's not me wearing blue glasses. He's playing really well and in the conversation for MVP talk if they win tomorrow night.
Matt, is Andrew Luck your comeback player of the year?
They should name it the Andrew Luck Comeback Player of the Year. That's the most foregone conclusion. And I think, unfortunately, that's going to rule him out of some other awards that he should be considered for, because it's